What's up, folks? Renfail here, exploring the War Within, and honestly, I feel like this is a win for Blizzard. I feel like this is the win for their entire development team related to World of Warcraft. The past couple of years have been tumultuous to say the least for Blizzard as a company, but coming into 2024, they're under new leadership. Um, they have Chris Metzen back in the fold, and they have what looks to me like a win with this latest World of Warcraft expansion. Now, some of it is hype, obviously, and it's new and shiny, and that will wear off with time. But I have yet to see anybody really saying anything negative about it. And when you look at what Metzen said on stage at BlizzCon, which definitely got me interested in the game for the first time ever, was when he was talking about, the idea of the World Soul Saga and how this could, potentially, on to the next 20 years of World of Warcraft. That's a very lofty goal, but I think when you look at what they have done so far with the War Within, if they can produce at this level consistently, I think that they could, yes, absolutely see another 20 years of the game. Not necessarily the same people playing for 20 years, but I'm a new wave of people coming into World of Warcraft for the first time because of the War Within. Um, I know that's hard for some people to believe. I have dabbled in World of Warcraft over the years. We've talked about it in other videos. I'm not going to take up any time of it here today. There's a playlist below if you really want to know the whole story. But coming into Dragonflight, doing that whole expansion over the last 8 months, and getting ready for the War Within has been a lot of fun. But the changes they've made for the War Within with war bands and the follower dungeons and the delves and the story raids, and really pushing, I would argue, the absolute maximum of player ability to choose what they do, the player agency. They've pushed player agency in the front for, I think, the first time in the history of their game, because they've gotten rid of a lot of these. The warbands thing in particular is a game changer for a lot of different reasons. But now, I've got my nephew playing. This is a really easy game to get into, and like me as a new generation of people, I'm coming into the 20th year of the game going, well, I'm already on board for the next 3 years, 5 years. I'm on board for the trilogy. Like, the World Soul Saga, like, this to me is super fun. Like, this is World of Warcraft in 2024. And the zone behind me, I exclaimed during a live stream the other day, was the best looking zone I've ever seen in an MMO. It's amazing looking. It's massive in scope. You can go watch the other video. It's the early thoughts video. Or if you caught it in the live stream, you'll know what I'm talking about. The questing has been genuinely fun. I've been emotionally involved in some of these story arcs, not even related to the main story, like stuff that's out in the world is like side quests. It's been genuinely pulling me in. The writing is that good. I do wish it had more voiceovers, but that's just a personal thing. Like, I really feel like I'm playing Star Wars Republic when I'm playing World of Warcraft, and I see a lot of similarities between the two. My only lament is that I can't play Star Wars Republic on a controller. I can totally play World of Warcraft on a controller, and I do. I also raid on a controller. It's a lot of fun. You should try it. It's got native support if you didn't know it. There's also a console add-on, but I just used it straight out of the box. I just used Blizzard stuff. I set it all up. I love playing with the controller. It's seamless. It's a lot of, I just kick back and play this like I would any other game that I play, and I have a lot of fun. So, giving us the accessibility and to just play how we want for everybody, that is a way to bring in a new generation of players. Even if your old generation has moved on, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's 20 years old at this point. I can't possibly fathom. I don't play EverQuest anymore. I put 7 years into EverQuest and a lot of time on the progression servers, but I'm done. EverQuest 2 is still there's still a little bit left in the tank for me, but I did 7 years of that being a main game, and then I moved on to other things. Like, I don't mind dipping my toes in for nostalgia, but So I've given MMOs, I've stuck with Lord of the Rings Online and Star Wars: The Republic ever since their launch. I don't play them as a main, but I'll dip in for like 3 months every single year, And if they could keep producing content like this around World of Warcraft, and if they can keep the cadence up, like our community has had a pretty good time playing throughout Dragonflight. There was a lull right before the expansion because we came in a little late, and there was a lull with like Panda Remix and stuff, and it was kind of like, this is kind of not hitting that well. But then we get to the War Within, and it's like, oh snap! Like this is the Blizzard team firing on all cylinders, coming out of the gates punching, saying this is what we have in store for you over the rest of this World Soul Saga. And I gotta say, it's got me by the short and tinglies. Um, it's been a really good time so far. The world building, the writing, the music, the cadence. There has been a couple of tropey moments in the storyline, which we talked about in my early thoughts video. That's definitely here. Um, but for sheer scope and size and scale, and not just in terms of zone, but also in terms of just feeling like the stakes of what you're working on are pretty big. Um, the entry to this expansion is explosive to say the least in terms of how it opens into the the um, into the start of this storyline, and it sets up the next however many years. And we don't know exactly what the patch cadence is going to be. I've heard like maybe 15 months, something like that. You know, that's a little over a year between expansions, if that holds out to be true. We're looking at least the next 3.5, 4 years, and if we're clearing all the content, at least 4 years of content ahead of us. That's a pretty cool thing to be sitting on top of, and I'm happy to give World of Warcraft that time if they can produce stuff like what they've produced here. It has been genuinely fun. Now we haven't even gotten into like the way I've been playing this character has just been main story only, just the campaign and the Earthen quests to unlock the Earthen. I'm avoiding all dungeons, all delves, unless it's for quest purposes, for like main quest purposes. I've avoided all that stuff because I'm immediately turning around and creating an Earthen, and then I'm going full completionist mode to do the entirety of the War Within. So clearing all the zones and doing all that stuff over the next few months. I'm really looking forward to that. And then in October, we're going to be starting to raid. In the meantime, we're on Saturday nights, instead of raiding, we're going out and gathering mats and materials for our crafters, so we can get our crafters tiered up and ready to go for the raids in October. We have a lot ahead of us still, and this expansion is looking really, really, really good. So yeah, I feel like this is a win for Blizzard, and I think it's much needed. They're obviously under Microsoft now. They have new leadership. Her outfits were fire at Gamescom. And with Metzen back on the team, I feel like we're firing on all cylinders now. I personally feel really happy with where the game is right now. I don't really care so much about the company. I've been very open about this on my channel. I really don't care who develops and publishes games. I just like to play good games. So I don't get into the whole, I hate EA because of this, and I hate Blizzard because of this, but I am speaking to it because I know there is a portion of the community that have that compulsion to associate identity with company politics. And I don't let company politics get in the way of enjoying games or movies or books or music or anything like that. I just consume the art that I want to consume. But I do feel personally like the company is in a much better place now. And, if this is a sign of things to come, I could see great things. I could see Blizzard coming back out of this and having a career resurgence. It's kind of like Robert Downey Jr. had his, there was a slump period there where there was some jail time and a lot of drugs, and then he pulled out of it and became, Marvel's poster boy, and has gone on to do many other amazing things. I love his Sherlock Holmes films that he did. Those are great fun. Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with World of Warcraft War Within. I think that we can expect to see good things from Blizzard in the future. I really hope that they, it's a personal wish, but I do hope that they come back and start reviving some of their older franchises under Microsoft. Microsoft is going to want to recoup their investment, so they're going to be doing everything they can to get Blizzard to become more productive and to do some more things. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not we get any old franchises revived. But in the meantime, every Wednesday night and every Saturday night I play World of Warcraft from 6 p.m. Central onwards, and we raid at 8 p.m. Central. Come on, honey. Yeah, come over here to the video again. What's up, mama? Doing biscuits. Let me put my controller over on the bed. Or not, because Christy might accidentally roll over on it. Yes, Pippin. Hi, honey. Daily streams for the variety streams that we play at 11 a.m. Central every day on YouTube and Twitch. Don't play with my cable, honey. I play a lot of games, so hopefully see you in the next one. And if you want to come join us, we're on the Moonguard server. There's a Discord. There's ways to reach out. Let us know. In the meantime, stick around. We got lots more World of Warcraft War Within ahead of us, everybody. I gotta go pay attention to a needy cat. Catch you guys in the next one.